Hello and welcome to the Screensavers. I'm Patrick Norton.
And I am Martin Sargent. Thank you so much for joining us. You're going to be glad that you did, because coming up in today's show, and it's a peach of a show, when it comes to hard drives, which is faster, enhanced IDE or SCSI? We pitted two drives against each other, one of each, in a head-to-head death match. We're going to tell you which one came out on top.
And then we'll take a look at some cool power applications for your Windows CE devices on this week's Alternative.
And then later, Sumi Das is going to show us the latest digital cameras on today's Fresh Gear.
More digital cameras.
More.
Fresh Gear. Yeah. Before we introduce today's topic in the chat room, we're going to check in on our final results of the last poll. Can music copy protection succeed? 79% of you said, no way! 8% of you said yes. 13% of you said only if Lars from Metallica enforces it.
Yeah, I got a bunch of thieves in this audience.
Well, you know, they're not stealing, they're just saying
I know, they're just borrowing.
Difficult to buy into it.
They're just sharing it. Today's chat topic is, will Microsoft get away with it? This is something that was from the BBC.
Right.
They got this, you know the BBC, they're a bunch of rumor mongers. Well, they were saying that there's the Canadian government, the Canadian government had approached Microsoft about moving their headquarters to Canada, to Vancouver actually, and then this would possibly be an out for Microsoft with the legal troubles.
Isn't this great? So Microsoft, with its like 20-odd year history in Seattle, got 20,000 employees, is going to say, to heck with it, we'll all let them commute via ferry. The Canadian government's going to set them up with, like, I guess, what's the Canadian equivalent of a green card, right? Everything's going to be hunky-dory, and this whole, case thing will fail away. Now, we already have an answer. Apparently Microsoft already published the response. They said, no. We've never considered running away to Canada, and the Canadian, people in Canada are saying, no, this never really happened. But
yeah, the Canadian government also, both Microsoft and Canada, put the kibosh on this whole thing. They say it's a bunch of nonsense. But, and even if they did move to Canada, I don't think it would really help them out, because the United States government would probably put some importation restrictions on Microsoft products. But is this just a tactic, perhaps? Probably not coming from Microsoft, but just people in the industry who are trying to scare the government, perhaps, and moving, the biggest industry in our country up to Canada? I mean, that would sort of put a hit on the NASDAQ and the New York State stock market.
I think it would be a messy scene. At this point, who knows?
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you what we think. We want to totally know what you think. Take our web poll at thescreensavers.com, and while you're there, click on our TalkBack feature to express your opinion to us and everybody else watching the Screensavers.
Or why don't you give us a call on the old telephone? The number is 888-989-7879. Or you can join us in the chat room. Just go to chat.zdnet.com in your browser. And when you get there, be sure that you click on the Screensavers room, because that's where we're going to be chatting today. Also, if you're on a Netcam, and Netcams are pretty cool. People actually call up and they're on TV. If you want to ask your question on TV, what you got to do is go to the Netcam Cineplex and talk to our host there. Who's in there today? Who's in the Cineplex? Oh, Canada. Microsoft plays hockey. See that? Yeah, Microsoft plays hockey. It's sort of be like that Sprite commercial where Bill Gates is the figure skater and the hockey players are knocking him over. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. Oh man, Roger and Dan in the Netcam room. We need Netcam calls. Do we want Netcam calls?
Yeah, we want Netcam.
Why aren't you Netcamming us? Don't think about what night it is. Just get your Netcam out.
It'd be so cool. You're going to go out to the bar tonight. People are like, I saw you on the Screensavers, man. Let me buy you a drink.
Martin knows. Big points. Big points to see you on the Screensavers. Remember, if you appear on the show via Netcam, the coveted, the delightful, the charming Screensavers magnetic picture frame will be yours. Your very own to put anywhere metallic you want to. All right, who's in the fridge picture today? We've got Tony and the gang at least 1,000 feet above Las Vegas, Nevada at the Stratosphere Tower, which thankfully hasn't fallen out of the sky yet. It's a good thing.
But yeah, the Stratosphere, if you've never been to Vegas, is like this mammoth casino way down the strip. And most people actually don't play there. It's actually very unpopular because it's so far down the strip. It's more like tourists who want a good view, not like serious hardcore poker players.
Yeah, anyway. It's like the Space Needle, except there's a casino and a roller coaster and scary stuff on top. It's evil.
Yeah, it's all on the roof of this thing. You too can get your picture on our fridge. All you got to do is send it to the Screensavers at ZDTV.com and just make fridge picture the subject line. And it's great to see that vacation photo. I don't know if those people are from Vegas, but we love to see vacation photos. So if you've been on vacation, got a photo, send it in to us. You'll be on the fridge.
Or we'll take a work picture. Farm picture.
Anything.
Pictures
Animals.
Of cats, dogs, small children.
Sunsets.
Come on. Send them in. We know you want to. John, you out there? John joins us at the ZDTV Netcam network from Suwanee, Georgia.
John.
I don't think...
Yeah?
Yeah.
John?
Well, what's up, man?
You got a question for us?
Yeah, I want to start programming in BeOS,
Okay.
but I'm not quite sure where to start or what language to use.
Okay. If memory serves, BeOS is all pretty much built around the C++ programming language. And what's cool is because it's such an open development environment, the BeOS people are basically about as cool as you can get and make OSs for a living, except for Linux, or maybe BSD, or OS2. But that's only when you fight in a chat room. They actually have a whole bunch of developer resources right at the site. They have a development environment you can download. In fact, I think I even have the page up there. They actually have free stuff you can download. Now, normally, if you're developing for the home operating system, the BeOS Professional, if you pay to buy that, you can actually, I think, MetroWorks has a full development kit. But if memory serves, the core of that's going to be learning the C++ language, which I remember ZD University, About.com, all sorts of places on the web have huge how-tos and basically will walk you through the process of learning that. The next step is learning the individual operating system you're developing for. Lots of hints and helps and how-tos on that. I would start at the B website. Down on the left side, you can actually see where they have B for developers. www.b.com/developers. And you can actually go in there and you can see where they have free resources, and they have tons of stuff you can use for this.
All right.
John, this is really cool that you want to be doing this because, you know, one of the big complaints that everyone's always talking about BeOS is there's not enough stuff out there. So what kind of stuff are you thinking about programming?
Well, I don't know. I've done a little bit of programming in Windows with Visual Basic, and I wanted to start C++, so...
that would be, you would be, yeah. Okay, I'm afraid to ask. How old are you?
14.
Oh, man. So by the time you're 16, you'll probably be making 9 times what I'll ever make in your spare time.
Now, did you ever consider, why did you choose B and not Linux to do this?
Well, I've heard a lot from the screensavers, how great it is and stuff, so I downloaded it, the personal edition.
Okay.
And I think it's really great.
Awesome. You might also want to consider, Martin brings up a good point, you might also want to consider taking a look at Linux, too. A lot of open, one nice thing about Linux is there's a tremendous number of free resources on the web and a huge amount of help you can get from people and a ton of software out there you can take a look at, lots of availability on the source code. So that may almost be even easier for you to start learning some of that.
Yeah, so you got an inkling, do you know what the first thing you're going to write is? Have you like started building your flow chart out on paper and everything? What?
I think we've lost the Netcam connection.
Yeah. Anyway. I think John, he's gone down in there in Suwanee, Georgia, but that's okay, because after the break, we're going to show you 3 great reasons not to put your WinCE device down ever when the screensavers continue.
The Screensavers is sponsored by Gateway. Gateway speaks to 50,000 people a day. Call, click, or go in and connect with them.
You can buy a Gateway Essential PC with a year of AOL and a free printer for $999. Or you can buy a PC from a bargain basement company for $599. Then add a monitor, lots of software, a year of AOL, and a Canon printer and end up paying over $1,200. With Gateway, you'll get all that and you'll still end up paying $999. Which one's the real bargain? Call 1-800-GATEWAY. Featuring the Intel Celeron processor.
Fresh Gear, consumer advice for the latest trends, the hottest gear.
I watch ZDTV all the time. I watch Fresh Gear. I always check out my products on there. I love the show. I watch it. I think the information is good. Plus, they have fun. And they try the stuff. And you don't pander to the products. We really appreciate that. Survey says ZDTV. Amaze yourself.
Fresh Gear, weekends at 12:30, 11:30 Central on ZDTV.
We're back on the network talking with Randy, CEO of WeQuit.com. How you doing, Toots?
Doing fine.
You have started a website called We Quit.
That's right.
Right. Now, what are we quitting?
We are quitting smoking, lose weight, learn self-control, learn to quit drinking. We are quitting basically anything you want to quit.
Wow. Now, how exactly are we going to learn how to quit all this stuff?
Through the hypnotism.
Is this a free program here?
This is a free program. I work on strictly donations. You might call it kind of the shareware of hypnotism, if you will, or freeware. And that way, it helps people that can't afford programs like this.
Maybe you can just hypnotize people and have them come work for you for free.
Well, that's true. That's true. Hey, it worked. I'm on television, aren't I?
Hey, fringe benefits. Yeah, you got me. How many times have you been on ZDTV? I think something fishy's going on here. You know what I'm saying.
Want to talk? Email me at tilde@zdtv.com.
It's time now for our weekly alternative segment, a neat tip, trick, idea, concept, some sort of alternative operating system idea or device. This week we got 3 applications to make your WinCE even more indispensable. To help us out with these tips, we've invited, I can't even read that. The man is Dan Hanttula.
And it's semperaptus.com. You're the editor. Okay, what is Semper Aptus?
Semper Aptus is Latin
That's
for always connected.
Always connected. And so what do you guys do there?
It's dedicated devices that are internet appliances. Basically, anything electronic that connects you to the web.
Oh, people must hate you in like vacations and movie theaters. You got like little devices going on.
Are you one of those guys?
No, they
know
love
you're in
me.
the movie theater and like, you're making all this noise and everything?
It's a good thing.
Yeah,
Everybody will be that way soon. But my devices vibrate, so I don't bother anybody, but I always get the messages.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So what do we got?
Okay.
Just the stuff, man.
Show us the good stuff. All right, I got 3 good stuff for you. The first thing is a program called eWallet by Ilium Software. And what it basically does is it organizes your credit cards, your website addresses, and your work, health insurance, internet passwords, things like that.
Okay.
Keeps them all in line in one place.
Now, you got credit card numbers and health information and passwords. There must be some pretty strong encryption on the device.
Exactly. It's 56-bit encryption worldwide, and if you live in Canada or the U.S., you can actually get 128-bit encryption.
Okay. So you actually store your credit card information, like your numbers in there?
Actually,
or do you just
I
like
do.
pull your credit card out of your wallet and like
No,
look at
I
it?
actually do because I always leave my wallet downstairs in the car or something like that, but I've always got this device around.
That's a
so it's
scary
great.
thing.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that's
sick
real
like
safe.
that, yeah.
I thought I was a tweaker.
But it's great because, I mean, you can basically have anything you need. So when someone goes, hey, what's your health insurance number? I never carry that card.
Yeah.
And that's really nice because you can have it whenever you're,
You must be the only one here that gets injured a lot.
carry that with you everywhere, huh?
Oh, well.
Well, the second program I've got for you is actually a PDF viewer.
Okay.
And everybody gets email attachments that are PDF.
Totally.
This is a great program. It's called Answer PDF Viewer. And you can see that basically I've got a PDF here open with a note on top of it.
Very cool.
So it has it supports all kinds of PDF extensions, like notes and table of contents and things like that.
So PDF, that's what, a portable document format. And this is the type of thing that you get, and it looks just like you're reading it from a magazine or a book. It's not like a Word file or something. It actually looks like the printed page, right?
Exactly. It's designed so the author can show you the document on any platform as he intended it to look.
Now, the thing about that is it is as he intended it to look. When I look at these things on my computer screen is 17-inch, and I can see it in the large format it's supposed to be presented in, but that's a pretty small screen there. So how do you scale it? And does it take a long time to make that transition between scaling?
Well, depending on how big you zoom in and how closely you zoom in, you can get up to 400% magnification.
Whoa.
So it takes forever to render.
It'd be like
when it gets real
one
close.
letter in the middle of your screen.
Yeah, on these screens, it literally is like maybe a word.
Nice.
But it's great because you can get email attachments while you're on the go and still proofread documents. Like for the magazine, I get them all the time.
That's perfect for you. I'm a guy in your line of work.
Yeah.
It's very handy. Good
And
stuff.
then the third application is really perfect for me because I'm a golfer, but I'm terrible at it. So the third application I've got is Zeo Golf. And it's this great game that has full-color golf courses that are actually real live golf courses from all over the world.
That is an amazing screen.
And it's a lot of fun. You'll notice it's just like your desktop. You have this little swing meter here, and when I tap it, I get distance. Oh, I'm going to totally hook it. I get distance and I get...
You've spent a little bit of time with this.
I love this game.
What's your handicap?
On this game, it's about 19. In real life, it's about 40.
Nice.
So it's a lot of fun, and basically you can start a golf game anywhere you are when you've just got a few minutes.
Is that a free download or?
Actually, all these have free trial downloads. Zeo Golf is about $20, and you can buy extra courses.
Nice.
And then Answer Viewer, I think it's $50 for the PDF viewer, and eWallet is around $30.
Okay. How much memory do you have stuffed inside that thing at this point?
Well, just that game that I was showing you is 2 megabytes.
Okay.
But the other applications are somewhere between 50 and 100
So
K.
get as much memory as you can at this point.
And remind us how much natively those things come with?
Natively, they come with 16 to 32 megabytes.
Okay.
So they've got plenty of room, but it fills up real fast once you install a good game or two.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. If you'd like to learn more about these applications and a special web-only tip, just swing by our website for a complete review at thescreensavers.com. Excellent, Dan.
Excellent,
Thank
Dan.
you
Thank you very
Thanks a lot,
much.
you guys. All right, that was Dan Hanttula, editor-in-chief for, you want to say it, Martin? Because I can.
Semperaptus.com. It's Latin for always connected.
Yeah. I left my Latin behind me in high school, trailing a broken leg.
I took so much Latin in college. What a waste. David joined us on the phone from Trion, Georgia. What's up, man?
Hi.
You got a question for us?
Yeah, I was wanting to know what I could do to lock out the control panel on my computer and not allow other users to change settings.
People have a nasty habit of breaking your system and stuff?
Well, my brother got in and he tried to change the background, and he ended up deleting some of my video drivers.
Okay, well, we actually have a pretty cool application we found. It's called VeriWare.
Yeah, the thing is, like, it's easy if you just want to, like, encrypt a single folder or something on your computer. There's all types of shareware that allow you to do that, and pretty much all you would do is right-click on and apply a password to it. And there's even some that can make it totally disappear so people can't even see that folder on there. But the control panel is a little bit more difficult because it's not per se a folder. It's like a menu option. So we did manage, however, to find a little piece of software that allows us to do this.
Yeah, what VeriWare does, it's like Martin's saying, essentially what you're trying to do is block functions inside, essentially the core of the kernel, the access to the core in the kernel. They're difficult to control because they're not just, normal data functions. So when we get this up and running, it's going to show up right here. Now watch this. If you can show this demo, it's called VeriWare. It's a download from hotfiles.com. You can do a free demo of it. And if it comes up, well, eventually it'll come back. What it does is allow you to actually go through and check in, and it'll figure out like which elements of the control panel you want to allow people to control, which folders you allow them to completely lock out access to other files. Well, I just killed another
That's a good
system.
testimonial right there.
Systems. We've got it actually running over on another system over here. It works pretty well. It's pretty slick. And the nice thing, it's, username, simple password, and we'll allow you to lock out all that stuff. Yeah, this actually rebooted during installation. Forgot about that part. Have people ever trashed any other parts of your system, or?
No, that's just it. I just wanted to know how to keep him from accessing the control panel altogether.
So it wouldn't work if you just told your brother, like, I'm going to beat you up if you ever go in there and do that again. Like, no
yeah,
respect
I've tried
for you.
that, but it doesn't seem to work.
It's a nice concept. What actually happens, though, it's pretty nice because you can actually set it up just to control individual parts of the control panel or whole segments. I'd check it out, VeriWare, and you can actually download that from hotfiles.com. Cool.
All right, thanks a lot for the call. Up next, it's time for another Q&A session. We're going to give you a chance to ask more of your toughest computing questions right here on the screen.
Attention computer users, Computer Fair is back this weekend with over 300 exhibitors slashing prices beyond belief. Find more than you could in 100 stores. PCs, printers, monitors, multimedia, modems, memory, software, books, supplies, furniture.
Thousands of games!
At a fraction of the price. Bring family, bring friends, bring help.
We saved at least $800.
Computer Fair, Saturday and Sunday at the Fairplex in Pomona, California. Admission is only $7. Open 10 to 5. Don't miss the excitement. For more information, call 800-800-5600.
Does your e-commerce site have what it takes to be the UPS Merchant of the Week? Put it to the test. Go to ZDTV.com, click on the Merchant of the Week, and enter your e-business. Your .com could win a week of promotion on ZDTV. While you're there, vote for this week's contender and you could win a $100 gift certificate from Buy.com. It's a win-win destination. At ZDTV.com, click on the Merchant of the Week.
Hey, in prison you have very few items. You got your socks,
and you got 6 or 7 pairs of low self-esteem underpants. You gotta have access to something. The whole problem with Alcatraz, you know why they all went crazy on there? No internet access. I can't stand it here, man. Some people might be opposed to internet access for prisoners, but I'd say 80 to 90% of my mail comes from cell block D, baby.
Screensavers.com is never having to say you're sorry. Ha! Go to the Answers and Tips page. This week is MP3 week. That's right. From the controversial to the fun, we've got all you need to get yourself up and running with the free but not yet illegal MP3s on the Answers and Tips page. It's all at the Screensavers.com.
All right. Hey, Irvin is going to join us on the phone from Houston, Texas. Hey, Irvin.
Hello.
How's it going tonight?
It's going great.
Excellent. You got a question for us?
Yeah, I have a real jukebox, and it let me encode CD files to so-called MP3 format. But once I tried to recognize it through Napster, it wouldn't recognize it because it's actually in real audio format, and I want to know how to convert it to MP3.
Okay. So you're probably, are you actually using like RA2 Wave?
Once I know when I right-click it, it'll tell me this in real audio format. I'm not sure, though.
Okay. So you want to convert real audio files directly to a wave or directly to an MP3 file?
Yeah.
Don't think there's a way to do that. What we did find is you convert real audio files to wave files, but then you have to turn around and take the wave files and actually compress them into MP3. So have you done that?
Oh, no, I haven't tried that yet. I've never thought about it.
So it's the same thing you want to do. There's just that little added step.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as we know, the problem is not too many people are trying to convert the real audio to MP3. So at this point, you got to do real audio to wave, which we found an application, RA2 Wave, which you can download. RA2 Wave, and then you can use any MP3 compression tool. And there's a ton of them out there. You can download mp3.com, Music Match, all sorts of stuff that will actually allow you to import the wave files and then convert them into MP3 audio files.
Whoa, thank you.
Yeah. And it's a free, it's shareware, it's free to try, but if you want to keep it, you're going to have to dole out $30. Yeah. What kind of music do you listen to?
Well, I mostly listen to R&B and gospel stuff like that.
Yeah, you like Al Green?
Yeah, my parents do.
Yeah? Yeah. I love, he's my favorite living American, actually. Wow. Can you sing us a little Al Green, please, Irvin?
Something's going wrong. Okay, that's
something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone. You got it. Keep going.
Excellent. All right. Thanks, Irwin.
All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right, stay where you are. Still to come on this very show. Enhanced IDE or SCSI. We've run 2 hard drives through every benchmark test this side of Hades. We'll show you which one came out on top. Then we're going to tackle some of your live calls. Operators are standing by. And later, Subidas gets, what? I ain't saying that, with some hot 3-megapixel digital cameras on today's Fresh Gear. All that and more when the Screensavers rolls on.
We're back on the network talking with Chris Jones and Monkey B, the sock monkey. How you doing, honey?
Oh, doing great.
So now you've been following my articles for quite a while, huh?
Yes, I think from the very beginning.
Do you have a personal favorite?
I guess if I had to pick a single favorite, it was probably the polka.
There is nothing better in life than a good old-fashioned polka.
And a sock monkey.
Or a polkaing sock monkey.
Got a polka in there for me?
Want to talk? Find out how at ZDTV.com/Tilde.
Big thoughts.
It's almost everything on the web is underexploited.
Big theories.
The internet is the beginning of a mind.
Big thinkers.
I think you have to be tough to get to the top level of anything, male or female.
Mark Edo and today's high-tech hotshots go one-on-one with their visions of the future through email, V-mail, and chat. Big thoughts, big theories, big thinkers. Wednesdays at 10:30, 9:30 Central on ZDTV. Big Thinkers is sponsored by Dell.
Get plugged into the best of the net with Yahoo Internet Life magazine, the definitive guide to the internet. Link up to the coolest people, places, and services on the planet. Get the hottest interviews with the most supercharged celebrities, plus reviews of the top sites to do almost anything. There's even a handy tear-out guide to the sites featured in each issue. Call now for your risk-free sample of Yahoo Internet Life and check out columns that make almost anything easier online. Easy Shoppers spotlights sizzling new shopping sites. Save big bucks with Old Way Netway. Travel the net at warp speed with Easy User. Use your credit card and get a gift. The amazing Ultimate Web Companion CD-ROM free. Here's the deal. 12 issues, only $19.97. That's 44% off the newsstand price. Satisfaction is guaranteed. Cancel and owe nothing. Keep your trial issue free. Get plugged into Yahoo Internet Life. It's the definitive guide to the net. Call 1-800-913-9977. That's 1-800-913-9977.
It's Blockhead, your tour guide to the world of art through technology. Go now to check him out online. Go to zdtv.com/Blockhead and read what the tech crusader himself thinks about his adventures in his own words. He's waiting to hear from you. If you're an artist or you know of a great place for Blockhead to visit, write him an email. Let him know how you use computers to make your creativity come to life. And don't forget to check out the complete archive from his travels. Follow Blockhead. Go to zdtv.com/Blockhead now.
Just imagine being linked to a source of information, to a global internet adventure. Now, there's a new television network, ZDTV, your home for entertainment, explaining the power of computers and the internet. ZDTV, amaze yourself.
Hey, welcome back to the Screensavers. I'm Martin Sargent.
I'm Patrick Norton. Thanks for joining us.
Today's chat topic is, will Microsoft get away with it? This came from a BBC report. They claim that there was word from the Canadian government or somebody that Microsoft. They're trying to entice Microsoft to move across the border into Canada. And then, this is the funny part that I like about it. They said that if they did this, according to the report, that they would give Microsoft a loan to build a new campus for their 20,000 people. Now, why does Microsoft need a loan for everything? It's like the richest company in the world. Well, sometimes it is. Most days of the week, it's the richest company in the world. But why would they need a loan from the Canadian government?
Well, it's one of those things they do to entice a company to move in. They give them tax breaks. They give them preferential treatment. They give them,
that's
it's
one
insane.
thing, but a loan for a building project.
Well, why not?
You got to pay interest on a loan.
Hello, this is Canada. We have a very mellow attorney general.
Maybe they ought to move down to Mexico.
Now there's Mexican software from Microsoft. Sounds way, way too appropriate. Oh, man. Call in, let us what you know. And, geez, vote in the poll? What do you think?
Yeah, you should definitely go take the Screensavers poll at thescreensavers.com. You got 24 hours to vote on that one.
And let us know if you think Microsoft is going to get away with it.
All right, Orval joins us on the phone from Lexington, Nebraska. What do you think about that, Orval? You think they ought to move? Maybe they ought to move to Nebraska, huh?
Orval?
Orval.
I think we've lost.
I think we lost Orval.
Oh man.
Hello?
Well, Orval, you out there?
Yeah.
Orval.
Hey.
Where you been, man?
Yeah.
You didn't run off to get a snack or something, did you?
No, I didn't run off.
Oh man.
No.
It was a technical glitch.
Yeah, there must be something technical here. I was trying to get on the camera, and it didn't work either.
Oh, really?
No worries.
My question, though, is I bought a new machine. It's a Gateway. 750 AMDF one with 192 megs of RAM.
Just a little something for around the house.
Yeah, and what the deal is on download speed. We don't have I live in the country, and we don't have cable modems available out in the country, of course. And I checked into for satellite, and they said that it's like it's quite expensive per month. Plus, I got to keep my phone line, and you can't upload either.
Right.
So I was wondering if there was a way to increase my speed somehow, some way.
What kind of speeds are you getting off the regular old dial-up connection?
Oh, under 4.
Okay, so like around 40 kilobits or something?
Yeah.
That's actually...
It's not so bad.
Yeah, if you're around 40, that's actually pretty good for a 56K modem.
Yeah.
If the whole, I mean, part of the issue with like 56K, right, when they were first running, when we first tested it like 4 years ago or something, on a good day, it was like 28, then it was like 36, and then it was amazing if you used different phone jacks in the house. This sounds nuts, right? But a lot of the modem speed is actually so dependent on the quality of the phone line and what kind of signal you're getting. So sometimes, you know, if you can beat on your phone company and actually get them to come in and rewire the segment from the pole to your house, especially if the wiring's, you know, pretty old and been there for a long time.
No, they just redone. Well, we just put a new house down, and they just redone all that stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
So your lines are probably as clean as they're going to get.
Yeah.
At this point, you could try calling up whoever you're working with your ISP to make sure your modem strings have been initialized and everything that's can be done to tweak your modem internally is done. That
Yeah.
you work with directly with your ISP. Your next step would be thinking about maybe something like Shotgun, where you can double up on modems. And what that allows you to do is you run 2 modems, 2 phone lines, and actually download simultaneously. So it's almost like having the speeds of ISDN because you double your throughput. If you want to do that, you're going to have an ISP that'll work with you. You'll have to buy a second modem.
Have you tried Shotgun? I haven't.
We tested it some. I know people who use it and are really enthusiastic about it. Usually during your situation, you know, they're too far away from their local phone switch to get DSL. They don't have cable modem offered locally. You're right about the satellite. The satellite stuff's really strange, right? Because you can get this like
it's like I talked to the guy, and well, he's 200 miles away. That's the only people that offer it around here.
Right.
And he told me, he goes, well, you're better off staying with your phone modem right now because of the simple fact that for the money and for what you're going to get, it's not worth it.
Right. I mean, because like you mentioned it, you have to keep your regular ISP account or have an ISP account with them. So use your phone line, right? Your phone line sends up any requests for pages or uploads any information. Then it gets shot from, I guess it's Hughes?
Hughes is doing
Yeah,
it. Direct
Hughes.
Duo Direct Duo, I think is the
so it goes
name.
from like Hughes to the satellite and then back down. And apparently, I mean, it was supposed to be these huge download speeds, and people aren't real thrilled with it.
It was supposed to be like 384K, which is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they told me up there, he told me it was like 340 is what they were getting there. It's in Lincoln, Nebraska.
But you know, that's not bad. I mean, is it that prohibitive, the cost? Because this is a nice thing about satellite. It doesn't matter if you live way out in the country because it's all coming down
but
from
the
the
thing
air.
is, if you got to keep your ISP because or your phone line, and it's you know, it amounts to about
70,
$60 a
80.
month just to, for the difference. I just can't. You know, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah, well, there are some other ways. We don't really like them all that much. There are some applications out there. You've heard of Gozilla. It always tops our top
I
download
downloaded
list.
that new one, the one today that I think Leo on Call for Help, he kind of was talking about it, and I downloaded it today, and I didn't get any increase at all.
Yeah, you have to work them the right way because what these things do is you sort of schedule downloads. So you have to plan your surfing ahead of time, which sort of defeats the whole purpose of surfing. Because when you go on the internet, the beauty of the web is it takes you on all these curvicues, and you go from here to there, and you just find all this unexpected stuff.
Well,
but with those, it has to cache those pages, and then you go read them later. Now,
if I get on a slow time, you know, when there's, you know, it's kind of, they're not busy, I can get up towards 60 and 70K per second.
Really?
Wow.
That's amazing.
I mean, this machine, the old machine I had was an Acer Aspire, and it would do about 1.7 max.
Okay.
I mean, no matter what time of the day. And this thing here, I'm just kind of in awe at it right now as far as boosting just from machine to machine.
Have you ever run part of it's like, you know, just your applications run faster. They can process the stuff coming down the pipe faster. Have you ever run an application called NetMedic?
What is it now?
It's called NetMedic.
No, I haven't.
Okay, NetMedic. You can download it all over the place, hot files, a whole bunch of other places. What it does is it'll actually analyze what's going on between your system, the speed that it will actually give you the speed that your system is downloading data, but it also traces the path the information's coming to all the way from the server at the other end, right? Because servers can have a huge impact on how fast the data comes down to you. So it'll actually look at the data coming from the server, the internet, so it'll give you an idea how fast your ISP is running and whether maybe or not your ISP isn't giving you a great shake. And then it'll also turn around and give you the actual speed you're downloading at. That's a really nice one to try to tune some of your performance with.
And that's another interesting point, your ISP. What ISP do you use?
What's that?
What's your ISP?
What company do I use?
Yeah.
It's a cable company.
Okay.
It's USA Cable.
But, I mean, honestly, though, if you're getting 40K even during heavily traffic times, that's pretty good. I mean,
that's about as good as it's going to get with a single modem. You might want to, download NetMedic, see what actual speed you're getting, because sometimes the reported speed for some applications doesn't have much to do with the real speed in the actual, actual reality base, especially if you're using any of the Microsoft stuff that comes up with the modem. Check out NetMedic, see what speed you're doing. Like Martin says, if you're anywhere near or over 40K, you're probably maxed out for a single modem. You might want to look around and see whether anyone offers one of those programs where you can like shotgun or use 2 modems. Other than that, there's not a lot right now. In a couple, 3-4 years, there's going to be a lot of people doing stuff similar to microwave wireless, where it'll be huge speeds and throughput, and that's what a ton of people are either working for satellite-based stuff that's not, basically either two-way satellite or using some kind of wireless long-distance stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I definitely think that wireless is the future when it comes to high-speed internet access. Orval, thank you so much for calling. Up next, Patrick's going to head off into chat, and Sumi Dots are going to show out those cool 3-megapixel digital cameras when Screensavers continues.
And the winner is You Tell Us, The Big Idea, the online show where you play along live tomorrow at ZDTV.com.
2/3 of your estate gone. Without proper planning, 2/3 of everything you've worked so hard to acquire could go to the government. Call Salomon Smith Barney at 1-800-EARNS-IT, extension 355, and see how a simple will isn't enough. Get your free special report, 10 Strategies for Preserving Your Wealth. You'll learn how to shelter up to $1 million by 2006. Why it may pay to retitle your assets. And whether you should own life insurance in your own name. See how to protect the people you care about most. Call 1-800-EARNS-IT, extension 355 for your special report today. See how we earn it. Salomon Smith Barney.
What's new at ZDTV.com? It's our all-new Superguides, 10 essential guides to everything on the web that's useful, practical, even musical. Like the Super Guide to Linux, giving you the coolest tips and tricks for this maverick operating system. Or the Super Guide to Digital Photography, with the best buys and how-tos for developing your photos online. Then the MP3 Super Guide rocks the net with the latest downloads and greatest gadgets for digital audio. Check out all our Super Guides at ZDTV.com now. Make e-commerce your business. ZDTV presents Working the Web, the complete guide to setting up shop online. Gary Bowles brings you the experts, trends, and tools you need to get your company in the black. Watch Working the Web, the only show for e-commerce professionals. Thursday at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific on ZDTV. Working the Web is brought to you by UPS.
Screensavers.com. Fulfilling your computing needs since 1834, the Andrew Jackson administration, I believe. What do you know about military technology? Can you tell us which arcade game was purchased by the U.S. Army as a training tool? Take this week's Super Geek Challenge about computers at war. You might learn a thing or two, and you can also register to win a free t-shirt or cap. Where, you ask? Right at Screensavers.com. And congratulations to Patrick from Durwood, Maryland, the winner of yesterday's Super Geek Quiz t-shirt or cap giveaway. Oh, look at that. Hey, Bill Gates and Tux. Now, here's Sumi Das modeling some of our favorite digital cameras. Now, get this. These are the 3-megapixel digital cameras. A week from today, these are very expensive ones. She's going to show a week from today, I'm going to show you under $300 ones, so you get the difference on today's Fresh Gear.
The 3 megapixel mark has been the magic number to reach for digital cameras, and we got our hands on 2 of the first available, Nikon's latest CoolPix 990 and the Canon S20.
Canon's new PowerShot S20 proves that simplicity does exist in high-end cameras. This $800 ultra-compact camera is the smallest 3.3 megapixel unit we've seen so far. And to boot, it's one of the easiest to use.
The Canon S20's sleek 10-ounce frame sports a 2x optical zoom, a 4x digital zoom, and will produce up to 2048 by 1536 pixel JPEG images. But unlike other high-end cameras, the Canon doesn't offer an uncompressed TIFF mode for the best possible images. The Canon offers 8 different modes, including panoramic, black and white, and landscape. Manual mode allows you to adjust almost everything from white balance to contrast. And for those who don't need all that control, there's also a fully automatic mode. Overall, the high-resolution pictures taken with the Canon S20 were crystal clear, though colors lacked some vibrancy. Outdoor shots were brighter and more defined than indoor shots, where the flash caused the subject to be overly bright and the objects in the background too dark. The S20 includes a disposable lithium battery costing $15 to replace. We didn't like the fact that you have to shell out an extra $100 for Canon's rechargeable battery kit and AC adapter. For jet setters not needing the extra features, the Canon S20 may be a good, though pricey, option. We give the Canon PowerShot S20 3 out of 5 stars. It's $800 and will be available in April. Now, for the more determined photographer, here's a camera you'll want to check out.
We also looked at a beta unit of Nikon's long-awaited 3.34 megapixel CoolPix 990. Unlike the Canon PowerShot, the Nikon CoolPix 990 is heavy-duty and has endless features. The 990's predecessor, Nikon's 2.1 megapixel CoolPix 950, came out over 6 months ago and is our favorite digital camera to date. Although the 990 looks similar to the 950, there are a few design differences. A jog shuttle and a multi-directional button have been added for adjustment and navigational ease, and the added USB connection speeds up transfer time tremendously. In uncompressed mode, the 990 can take photos up to 10 megabytes in size, having a non-interpolated resolution of 2048 by 1536. And on top of all that, this CoolPix can shoot 40 seconds of motion JPEG video. This camera is solid and bulky, weighing in at about 13 ounces, but it offers more options than any other digital camera available.
How about them cameras? You can catch a new Fresh Gear every weekend afternoon at 12:30 Eastern, right here on ZDTV. Now here's an email from Adam. He asks, what exactly are the differences between EIDE and SCSI? What are they compatible with? And what should I buy for my next computer? Which hard drive to choose and which to use when the screensavers continues?
May I help you? On the next call for help,
Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
Leo Laporte helps you boost your PC's audio by giving you new hardware. Every day this week, you can enter to win a set of Philips speakers for your home computer. Here's how. Just go to ZDTV.com/call for help and take the daily quiz. Pick the right answer and you're automatically entered to win. The ZDTV Philips speaker giveaway on now. For more details, go to ZDTV.com/call for help.
Hello, I'm Mark John Jeffries, and I'm here to talk with you about People PC. What is People PC, you ask? It's simple. 1, a new brand name PC replaced every 3 years. 2, unlimited internet. 3, in-home service. Yep, if all else fails, they come to you. 4, great deals on stuff you like from places you know. All for $24.95 a month. That's it. Let's review. For about the cost of internet service alone over here, you get unlimited internet, a new computer, in-home service, and great deals over here. All for $24.95 a month. How? Strength in numbers, my friends. Folks, I'm Mark John Jeffries for People PC. Thank you, and God bless.
email from Adam. He asks, what exactly are the differences between EIDE and SCSI? What are they compatible with, and what should I buy for my next computer? And yeah, Adam's rapping about hard drives here. I mean,
hard drives.
SCSI can apply to many different technologies, but when you talk about SCSI and EIDE in the same breath,
right,
you're talking about hard drives. And this is sort of a conversation that has been bantered around for years. I heard even in Silicon Valley they have SCSI and EIDE street gangs. They're always just duking it out to find out which is better. Well, sorry, they're both great. You know, it depends on what you're using them for. I mean, physically, they're pretty much the same. I mean, in my hand here, this is a Mac Store Diamond Max 40 Plus, which may well be the fastest EIDE hard drive that I've ever tested. And then over there,
or Roger.
Or Rod, yeah, actually, Roger did the testing on these. And this one, this is really exciting. This is the Seagate Cheetah X15. We just got this when it just came out. This, my friends, is a 15,000 RPM hard drive. That's a 5,000 RPM boost on the previous edition of the Cheetah, which, of course, was 10,000.
Oh, man. Which is 2,800 RPM faster than anything running on EIDE.
That's right. It's over twice as fast as anything on EIDE. Because the fastest EIDE is 7,200.
Or at least in terms of spindle speed.
In terms of spindle speed. We're talking about how fast the platters go round and round and round. So physically, pretty much the same. What the difference is how you use them. Really. The application that you use them for. For most people, you and me, most people who do your basic average computing, what you want to do is go with your EIDE. Okay? Now, the reason they call it IDE, first of all, is because that stands for Integrated Drive Electronics. Pretty much all of the control mechanism is on the drive itself, give or take. I mean, you know, we've been arguing about this before. And then with SCSI, you actually have a controller card that you have to plug into your motherboard and attach the device to. Now, another nice thing about the SCSI is not only do you just plug that one hard drive in there, but you can plug up to 15 other devices, not directly into there, but daisy-chaining them among the different SCSI devices.
Depending on which SCSI spec.
Exactly,
SCSI
7 or
7,
15.
15, ultra-wide. There's like a SCSI soup, if you will.
Very confusing. And that's one big advantage for SCSI, that you can use multiple devices. Another advantage for SCSI is something called multitasking. With IDE drives, they can only handle one data request at a time. So if a whole bunch of data requests come in, it has to take care of them in the order that they're received. It has to take care of one, finish the job before it can move on to the next one.
They all get in line.
They all get in line, and it's in a queue. Not so with SCSI. They get all the different data requests, and then it can decide whether it would be faster if they sort of rearrange the order of the way that they're doing it,
Got it.
So this, if you picture it, is sort of like an elevator, Say I'm in an elevator, and I press floor 2, and then you get in on floor 2, and you press floor 6, but I want to go to floor 9. Even though I press floor 9 before you press floor 6, it's going to drop you off of floor 6 first. That's called intelligent controlling, and that's what SCSI can do. Another advantage of SCSI is the RPM thing that we were talking about earlier. SCSI is always at the forefront of the technology. The faster spindle speeds always come out in SCSI first, and then they trickle down to EIDE, which is more for the consumer market. However, the interesting thing is, in our testing, we didn't really find all that much difference between SCSI and EIDE at all.
No.
Part of the reason for that is the type of computing that we're doing. We're just, like I said, doing your basic computing. If we were doing some type of a file server test, it would be totally different. With all types of different data requests coming in simultaneously, then you would definitely see an advantage in SCSI. But for your basic computing, EIDE is fine, and it costs so much less. Let me give you an example of how much less. The list price of this Mac Store drive here is $349. Now, you're going to be able to get it for much cheaper than that. The SCSI, the X15 Cheetah that just came out, they haven't officially released the price yet, but it's probably going to be between $900 and $1,000. So almost, or pretty much exactly, 3 times the price for really not that big of a performance boost for the kind of computing that you want to do with your new machine.
And half the amount of storage.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. This Diamond Max is 40 gig. The SCSI Cheetah X15 is only 18 gig. It's actually the same exact capacity and really the same electronics in there as the previous Cheetah 18 LP. And we actually did some benchmark testing on these so we can just actually show you how little difference there actually was. We can pull up this slide here. All right, disk speed. Now, The Maxtor drive, the EIDE, is represented in the green here. And as you can see, it's not that far behind the Cheetah X15, which is represented in gray. And this test here is called high-end disk win mark. What this really represents is data that's being streamed off the disk sort of sequentially.
Right.
If you think about how you would stream video being pulled off the disk like that, that's what this represents. There are other tests.
Yeah, large video files, large data files, sequential entries on the disk.
Right. There's other tests that we also did, which are more like real-world use, where multiple applications are open, and it's got to skip around the disk. But there, again, about the same results.
Right.
A little bit faster for the Cheetah, but not that much faster for the Maxtor. But what's even more interesting is the Maxtor severely outpaced the Barracuda 50, which is a 50-gig drive, SCSI, running at 7,200 RPM, the same spindle speed as the Maxtor. And that drive lists for about $861, more than twice the price of the Maxtor. So, the long and the short of it is, buy EIDE. You're going to save yourself so much money. Not only that, you're going to save yourself a big headache because it's much easier to install an EIDE drive in your system.
At least unless you already have a SCSI card in there.
That's right. And you have to buy these SCSI controllers. They don't usually come with the drives themselves.
Right.
Which are going to cost you, you know, depending on which spec of SCSI you get, between $50 and $200.
Yeah, more like $100 to $300. Like the one we used actually is a $300 card.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's a mess. I mean, 3 years ago, if you looked at all the hot boxes, when the AMD would send out the new K whatever, they would actually send it out with a SCSI because it would just always kick the EIDE in performance. Now, you nailed it. It's all over for SCSI.
Yeah, and what were you telling me also about the faster the machine gets, the less important the actual hard drive is, because the cache size is getting so much bigger off the processor itself. Like the L2 cache now is so much bigger than it was 3 years ago. And back then, hard drive speed really made a much bigger difference than it does now.
Exactly. You know, with the faster processors, with the faster L2 cache, right now, the hard drive speed, if you look at the other benchmarks we ran on the Content Windstone, it's almost flat. The hard drive speed, even with those differences we showed, didn't make much of a difference in real-world performance.
Yeah, there was like 2 to 5% difference between all these hard drives that we tested.
Excellent.
All right.
Hoo-ha. Folks, we're suffering from a serious V-mail deficiency. If we don't meet our V-mail quota, we may not be able to deliver the same quality programming you've come to expect.
This is sounding like a PBS telethon.
Call in!
Fire up those netcams and send in your V-mails, peoples. For complete instructions, go to our website and click on Send Us a V-mail. All right, coming up next, we're here to chew bubblegum and read some emails, and I'm plumb out of bubblegum when the screensavers continues.
ZDTV, amaze yourself.
Patrick and Leo answer more tough computer questions when the screensavers return.
An epiphany is a sudden awakening to the essential nature or meaning of things. The day you realized that babies aren't delivered by storks, that was an epiphany. The day you recognized that men and women are not the same, that was an epiphany. The day you realized that your website is your business and your software can't handle the traffic, that is an epiphany. It's a different kind of world. You need a different kind of software.
You're watching ZDTV. Amaze yourself.
So you're at work, and then all of a sudden, the doors are closed, and you're looking at the Pamela thing. So I get her by the waist, and I starts to wrestle. Now my boss, who's able to, with his I'mAPest.com software, he sees what rooms you've been going in. Yeah, I'm on the posture page. And that's why I do all my freaky stuff at home.
And now, a lesson in chat lingo with Miss Netiquette.
LOL.
Laughing out loud. What you said was funny.
LTNS.
Long time no see. I haven't seen you for a while, and now I do.
GTSY.
Okay. Incidentally, now I see you, and it's good.
Chat Palace is open now at ZDTV.com. Click on Interact.
Smile.
A gesture saying, look at me, I'm happy.
Welcome back to the Screensavers. Here are the preliminary results of today's web poll. Will Microsoft get away with it? 52% of you say yes, 27% of you say no, 22% of you say blame Canada. Ha! Oh man, you still have 24 hours to vote. We know you want to blame Canada, and that's not all. We've got lots of ways for you to let your voice be heard, and they're all at thescreensavers.com. This is the time on the Screensavers when Martin rolls in. I love it when he does that.
Roll it.
And we're going to read email. Email?
Yeah.
Email.
How about this? I love the show. You guys make learning about computers a lot of fun. I just received a Crutchfield catalog and wanted to let you know about 2 new in-dash car stereos that play MP3s. The Kenwood Z919 and the Iowa CDC MP3. Have you used either of these yet?
No, we've actually been talking to Kenwood for like 4 months about theirs. Iowa, actually, I think young Mr. Prager just ordered in both of those in a valiant attempt. We're trying to get them in. Basically, they're in-dash CD players for your car that allow you to play MP3s, like one of those portable players, but much better and much more difficult to carry around with you. If we can get them in, like, it's going to be us and Fresh Gear fighting over them in a death match to see who gets to test them. We're definitely on it, but until the companies can get us product, we can't test them.
And if you don't want to wait, there are lots of instructions on our website about how you can make one of these things from scratch. The price range for these is between $300 and $650. So for $300, you might just want to wait. You save yourself a lot of hassle. We'll give you the full review as soon as they become available.
Definitely. We got one in from Todd who says he uses his Windows 98 laptop on a LAN at work with a fixed IP address and on a DSL at home with DHCP, which is one of the things we talked about last night using NetSwitcher. He's slick. He figured out that if he moved his PC card, his Ethernet card, from slot 1 to slot 2, the computer sees the card in each slot as a different device. The network settings stay persistent and stick to each slot. That is slick. I'm going to try that one, except my notebook only has 1 PC card slot, so I'm still stuck using NetSwitcher. Good idea, though.
All right, here's one from Sam. He wants to know, what's the best product for capturing video from the TV or VCR? I would say the ATI All-in-Wonder Pro. I've used it with really good effect for doing my own video editing. Very easy to drink that video information right into the PC where you can manipulate it with some good video editing software. That's going to cost you about $150. Yeah. That's not really the gold standard, but it's good enough. You can go a lot cheaper than that. I know Best Data makes capture cards for around $50, but I wouldn't skimp on it. You want good video, I would go with the ATI All-in-Wonder Pro or All-in-Wonder 128.
Hoo-ha. Somebody just built a Promise Ultra 66 controller card, Mulrooney. He got it in. They promised him the world. He's barely getting any system performance. That's the problem. Ultra ATA 66 sounds good, doesn't really deliver.
It's just a bigger pipe. The same amount of water is flowing through it. That's it. I'm Martin Sargent.
I'm Patrick Norton. Thanks for watching the Screensavers. We'll see you next time.
Be the first to hear about breaking news, live webcasts, and contests. Register for the ZDTV newsletter now at ZDTV.com. Click on Interact.
I'm so glad to be here.
And now the latest from the ZDTV newsroom.
Hello, I'm Victoria Racano for ZDTV News. Another high-fashion web retailer has bitten the dust. Fufu.com specialized in luxury goods. The site debuted last July, targeting upwardly mobile professionals. Instead of carrying inventory, Fufu linked consumers to products on other sites and then relied on getting a percentage of the sales. In the last week, the British fashion site Boo.com also shut down. Its website, brands, trademarks, and online content were acquired by FashionMall.com for a fraction of the $135 million invested in the site. Boo.com's 300 workers have been laid off. For more news, check out our website. That's at ZDTVnews.com. And make sure you stay tuned for more updates every hour here on ZDTV.
You made a tune now?